What good is speed or pace data when you're training indoors? This is an unpopular opinion, but here I am to share it. Indoor speed and pace doesn't matter. It's not real. You are in the exact same place that you started when you were training indoors on a trainer or a treadmill. Period. Full stop. Any speed or pace calculations or distance even, are algorithmically calculated. They're not real. And the danger with that is that people believe the data that they're seeing. So if they see that they're averaging 16 miles an hour on the bike, and then they go outside and they don't average 16 miles an hour, let's say they average 14 at the same effort level, they get really disappointed and really frustrated. Or if you're on a treadmill and you set the belt speed to a certain speed, and that translates to, let's say, a 10-minute mile, but you go outside and you can run an 11-minute mile, that's disappointing. Indoor speed and pace data scratches an itch that all of us have, that we want to quantify what we're doing, and quantification, for whatever reason, in the human brain seems to be more fulfilled by distance. And to some extent, I can kind of figure out why this is true, because a lot of the races that we do are based on distance. It's a 5K, it's a 10 miler, it's 26.2 miles, it's a 100 miler, it's 70.3 miles, it's 140.6 miles. So I do kind of get that, but going off duration is totally fine, and ignoring whatever that speed or pace data or distance data is saying is also fine. Because again, indoors, I'm sorry folks, it's not real. I have seen time and time and time again how true this is, and how disconcerting it is for athletes when they realize this truth later on, when they do go outside, and what they're doing outside is not the same as what they were doing indoors. Because my experience is that more than 50% of the time, indoor speed or pace is telling people that they're faster than they are. In some cases, I used to be one of them, it would tell me that I was way slower. So I used to average like 9.5 miles an hour on the bike indoors, and that's not what I was riding outdoors. These days I'm on a different trainer, and the trainer definitely overestimates what my speed is relative to what I know my actual ability is outside. So quite frankly, as a coach, if I have an athlete who's riding or running indoors, with very limited exceptions, I ignore that. Now, I do coach some athletes who really do want to train by distance even when they're indoors, and that's fine. We'll do it that way. But I do have a little bit of an asterisk with that, because it isn't actually real. It's just scratching an itch that feels really good. I ran 5 miles today. I biked 30 miles today. I ran at 7:45 pace today. I biked at 18.5 miles an hour today. Oh, it feels so good. But it's not real. And what is important to note is that when you're indoors, what is real is your heart rate, it's your cadence, it's your perceived exertion, your effort level, it's the overall duration of the workout. All of those things are what's real. So I encourage all athletes to focus on what's real, because here's the truth of it, folks. There are some things that are measured, and there's some things that are calculated. The things that are measured are usually great to focus on. Time is measured, cadence measured, heart rate measured. Those things are good to focus on. But when something becomes a calculation, and quite frankly, even power is a calculation because it's force times velocity, that's calculation. When something is a measurement or a calculation, if it's a calculation or an algorithm or the result of an equation, we're getting further away from the actual measurement. So anytime that we're not focusing on a measurement, we're focusing on something that is calculated, we're getting further from the source and we're introducing a probability of error, where if something is not quite right, if one of those factors that's being used to compute that is not quite right, the number is going to be off. And so then that's when we start to run into these problems. And I think we see that because we do see that indoor pace and speed data is inaccurate comparatively to outside in similar conditions and similar effort levels. So I know it's tough, but my strategy as a coach and as an athlete to my own self has always been to seek the truth, no matter how hard that truth may be, to internalize, to hear, and to understand. Because if we are truthfully looking at our training, that means that we can optimize our training and we can optimize our expectations of ourselves and we can optimize where we want to go in our training and have the best possible chance at reaching our goals. Do you agree or disagree with me on this? I think I might know the answer, but I'd love to hear about it in the comments because a good conversation about this is always welcome. Thanks for watching.